Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Delani Rose Lounge. I am your host, Iris. Uh, it's been I've been enjoying this journey so far. I've been enjoying what's been happening, and I appreciate all the love and support that I have been getting. Thank you all so much. I am truly humbled by all the love that I've been receiving. Um, and all the excitement too, all the excitement about these episodes and everyone listening in and enjoying what they're listening to. I really appreciate that. There's still so much growth that we have to do in this podcast. However, we're doing it together, right? We're going to enjoy this journey together and we're going to get there. Life's been lifing a little bit. Life's been lifing, guys. So definitely school's out, so the kids are home. For those parents out there trying to figure out what kind of plans and things to do with your kids during the summer. The schedule changes completely when kids are home from school. The schedule is like once they start school, we're in this nice schedule. The kids are at school, we can do things, we can go to work, and then all of a sudden they're home and it's like a whole different ball game with scheduling and keeping these kids entertained. So speaking of that, that is what it's going to be. That is what we're going to talk about in this episode. I want to talk about the struggles of being a parent and working and building a business at the same time, because that is a big struggle, and I don't think that's addressed a lot. Like, I know, as I mentioned before, I love to purchase courses and I love to learn from other people, and I follow, and it's always been talked about really briefly, but I don't think no one ever really deep dives into the conversation of parenting and having a career or building a career. In this episode, I wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I would like to bring up this topic just a little bit more in future episodes. I would really like to deep dive into this conversation of being a parent, single parent, or a parent, or a married couple, or whatever your situation may be, and working, building a career, and being part of a community and society all together, right? I don't think that it's addressed too much. It's quite a struggle, and that's what we're going to talk about here, is the struggle of life and parenting while building a business, because it's real. The struggle is real, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, because this week I do have a lot going on within my schedule. My oldest is will be having surgery, and with the surgery, obviously, that's going to change the schedule a bit. It'll change everything. I won't be able to be open in the business because I have to make sure that I am there for her, obviously, I had to make sure that I have coverage with nursing and how nursing is going to work with her. And I also had to rearrange a little bit my schedule with my evening part-time where I teach. So with my students and everything. So it changes everything. It really does. And I hate scheduling appointments because you never know, like, what's the time that I need to be there, because they don't call you to the day before, or they try to call you and be like, well, now we're going to do this and that and prepare for this and the other. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, why can't I know this ahead of time so I can plan accordingly? But it doesn't always work this way. So let's talk about the struggles. I want to talk a little bit about the realities of being a mom and building a business or having a career. And one of those things, going back to when I started, is there was a lot of early mornings and late nights. Okay, so there is lack of sleep. I feel like I still have a lot of lack of sleep. But I work around it, right? I work around it. I still create time for rest during the day. I have been getting better of trying to take naps, even if it's those 20-minute power naps. I hate taking naps, but I have to learn how to embrace them while I can, okay? Embracing them while I can. So taking the time to rest. But definitely when starting, there was so many late nights. I wouldn't go to sleep till like maybe 12, 1 in the morning. I would just be on the computer, just working, planning, all kinds of stuff, watching whatever I need to watch. And I literally would go to bed so late, and then I would have to wake up so early for the kids to get them ready for school or whatever. I have two very different children, just to go back a little bit. I have two the small ones. My young one is definitely the early bird. Like, he is up at the crack of dawn. Like, he's up, ready to go, energy, boom. Now he goes to bed at a pretty decent time, and I absolutely love that. But because he goes to bed at such a decent time, like, he falls asleep within minutes, he sleeps all night, wakes up super early. And then the other one, the sister, she's a night owl. If I would let her, she would probably be up all night long and sleep all day in. So, two very different children, raising two different children at that. And then, of course, with the different schedule that my oldest has, but with those two alone, very drastic. It's like night and day, literally, literally night and day. So, with that, like, late nights trying to get my oldest to go to bed. I think we got her on a good schedule now, but it was a struggle for a while. Trying to get her to go to bed, make sure she's going to bed while I was staying up working. And I felt like I was that kind of mom that I couldn't go to sleep unless my children are sleeping, because I'm always in mom panic mode for some reason. And that could be a whole other topic in itself. And then early mornings, because my son wakes up early and he's a little hungry man. So he wants breakfast early in the morning too. And he's not old enough to still, make breakfast for himself. But with that, waking up early, being with my child, with one of them early in the morning, my oldest daughter's schedule, and then my night owl. So yeah, lots of late nights, lots of early morning. And in between that, as I'm setting everything up, late night, I would get on the computer. I would start planning out what I want to do, how I'm going to do it, things like that. And then early morning, get my coffee, making breakfast, sit down for a little bit, and do all that again. Now, have I gotten into a very steady schedule with that? No. I still struggle with that. But I try to utilize any minute that I possibly can in order to work into my business, however it is. So when I say that there's enough time in the day, there can be enough time. I am listening to, I've been building my faith, with God and everything. So in the morning, I try to listen to all the devotionals and Bible readings and things like that. So I listen to that as I'm waking up, making my son's breakfast, making my coffee, letting the dogs out. I don't know if I mentioned that I have two dogs too, and the mix of all of it. So I listen to my devotional in the morning, and then once I'm done with that, I might switch it over to something. So I am listening to some courses, listening to some daily motivation, anything. So I'm always listening to something positive, something that will allow me to have growth. I say this because I feel like that's the biggest thing that we've realized, that we don't have any time. There is time even while doing other things. We can still utilize our time wisely. However, so that's the reality, is late nights, early morning, also feeling guilt and having so much pressure because we want to work on ourselves so much, but we have children that we need to cater to. We have children that need us. And we always feel like if we start working on ourselves or for our career or building a business or anything like that, I always feel like we have that guilt that kind of hovers over us and makes us feel so bad, because we feel like we're taking away with our children. We're taking time away from them. Which leads me to the next thing then, is you want to be able to talk with your children and be honest with them. Just be very honest with them and with your partner. And if you have a partner, be with your partner and letting them know and talking through it as well and letting them know what you're doing. But yeah, I feel like things like that kind of fuels me, because I know that I am trying to build something for their future. And also I'm teaching them. I want them, when they grow up, I want them to be like, mom never gave up. Mom never let go of her dreams. And I want them to see me as a role model as they grow up and become adults and enter the world. And let's talk about some of the things of how I manage it though, right? because I don't want to just hit you with like, well, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot. I don't want to be staying up late and I don't want to be waking up early unless I have to. Um, but I always say where, if you have goals and dreams, we kind of have to sacrifice a little bit. The sacrifice is real, but we also have to look at the sacrifice as temporary, because once we build something amazing for ourselves and for our families, we're going to look back and be like, this was all worth it. And now we're reaping the rewards of all the hard work that we put in. So never doubt yourself and never put yourself down. I mean, we're human. It's okay to feel it, be in the feels of it, but then get yourself up and be like, what is your reason? What is your reason why you're doing this? And if, again, the topic of today being a parent and working is real. So focusing that you're doing this for them, right? We're doing it for them. So hopefully we inspire them and motivate them and teach them something along the way too. Whew. I need a drink for that. All right, so how I managed through. Okay. So how I managed through how I managed through. This is just water, guys. There's no alcohol in here, I swear. So how I manage through is just being really realistic, right? We don't want to dream something up and have these expectation that it's going to be easy. Yeah, if I stay up late, I'm going to block this time and I'm going to focus on, ABC during this time and this is going to work out, and I'll tell my kids like, okay, mom's going to work from, like 9 to 10 at night, so no one bothers me. That's not going to be real. Okay, just be realistic and know that you're going to be getting up every few minutes. I mean, we can ask them. We can definitely ask them, hey, can mommy have some time really quickly? I just need like a nice half hour, an hour to focus on something. They may leave you alone for a while, but knowing kids, they don't. They always need something right when you ask them to give you that space, right? Because other than that, if you don't ask them for space, they don't need you for anything. But once you're like, okay, I'm going to sit down and do something for me, I guarantee that's the time that they come around. Mom, I need this, and I'm hungry, and I need a snack, and I'm thirsty, and, can I get on the internet? Like my kids. Oh my gosh. I just hear my kids' voices. Now, they don't sound like that. That was just, yeah, they don't, I don't know why I said it like that. But anyways, yeah, once you want that time or need that time, that's where they're going to bug you. So let's be realistic and know that they're going to bug you. But you want to make sure you still stay focused and zoned into what you want to do. So pick a time, ask for the piece, hope you get it. If you don't, that's okay. Work in it, right? Because we're doing baby steps along the way. So just being realistic also with your goals. Like set a goal. Don't focus so much on the long-term goal, but focus on smaller goals. So little things that you can do. Daily habits, that's a big one. Building daily habits that you're going to implement every day, and schedule something that'll help you to add in that daily habit meaning like, we take showers, we brush our teeth every day, we got to do our hair or makeup if you do your makeup, get dressed, the kids have a schedule, and it's just kind of adding it into those daily routines that we already have. Just add another step, even if it's one small step, just to help you get to that goal that you want to get to. So just being realistic with your goals, being realistic with time, and it's never going to be perfect, ever. Okay, I still struggle with this, but I implement little baby steps every day, anytime that I possibly can, and I don't try to stay too long within that. Like if let's say if I pick an hour, I don't stay in that hour and be like, okay, now I'm going to do it for 3 hours. Like no, like if an hour is too much, then give yourself 30 minutes, even if it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes just to sit down and write down your goals and ideas and implement a schedule for 15 minutes. That's more than having no time at all, right? Another thing is what I mentioned earlier was communicating with your family. So definitely communicate with them. One thing that I've learned as a parent is I don't baby talk my kids. I actually talk to them as adults, because in the end, they're going to grow up and become adults. So I don't like to always treat them as children. I like to always address them as adults and speak to them as an adult would, but in a calm manner. So being realistic with them, just letting them know, like, hey, like, I need to work on this, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would just give me the time. You guys have your space. Mommy needs to have her space. I would really appreciate it if we can respect each other's boundaries. And once I'm done with my time, if there's anything that you need, you know, we could take it from there. Most of the time it works. But again, still having young children, they always need something. And to them, they have short attention span. But it works. It can. It's been getting a lot better as the years go by. It's been getting a lot better with the kids where they implement. This is a time also where I say, I don't know why I feel like I got something in my mouth. Of course, it's a little hair. Uh, don't mind that. So I don't even know where I was at. I literally lost track because I felt like something was in my mouth. But I'm okay. Okay, getting back to it. Some things that I say that it'll be okay is their screen time or TV time. That's probably the best time. If you're a parent that really wants to be careful with your kids' screen time or, being on their tablets or being on TV or on their phones or anything like that, I would say this is probably a good time to implement to be okay with that, to keep them distracted for the time that you need this break, whatever time it is that you need, whether it's if you're working a 9 to 5 and coming home and making dinner, maybe while making dinner, you can like have your computer on the side or a notebook or put your phone up and listen to something that'll help you get to where you are. Or maybe you'll be listening to me, who knows, to help motivate you and help you plan and allow them to have that screen time just so they can be distracted and entertained so you can have that time for yourself that you need. So allowing that time is good. I think that'll be a good time to, with communicating with the kids, saying, hey, I need some time. You guys can be on your tablets, just be careful what they watch. And mommy's going to be over here doing whatever mommy needs to do. Maybe that's just a good realistic goal for you to have time for yourself of uninterrupted time, letting them be on their tablets or screen time. Another thing would be actually, building an actual schedule, creating a schedule that is visible for the family to see also. So having a little calendar around where, it's like, okay, the kids are going to be doing this and mommy's going to be doing that, or, since now there's no school, so normally you're in school during this time, so maybe implement some kind of educational routine for them or something like that, and it still gives you the time that you need. So creating a schedule and allowing them to see what's happening during the day so they already have the expectations of what they should be doing or what's going to happen. So that could be something to help. Some days are going to be, I know, like growing my business, I had a lot of times where there were some days that were business heavy and other days that were family heavy. What I mean by that is there were some days where I literally, I was so focused, I had to just focus on the business and spend time that I needed researching, planning, doing whatever. And I would spend so much time. Now, I do have a partner, my kid's father, who has been so fantastic with me in my careers and, in my dreams. So he's been wonderful. He manages the kids' time so I can plan. So if I need that extra time, and I know there's going to be a day where I just feel so motivated that I'm like, I have to get this done. Like, he'll know that, and he'll make sure that he manages the kids. And mommy's left alone, right? So I have like a little craft room. So I might go into my craft room and just think or do or whatever. I'll just be like in a zone. So, and there's days that, like I said, I feel so motivated that I need to just focus, like half hour, an hour isn't enough. I just need to do. So sometimes, might not be there for the kids and I might not be giving them the attention that they need at that time. But that's okay. They'll be fine. They'll be okay with it. It's not going to hurt them that bad. Because there's other times also that are family heavy, meaning that there's days that I actually plan out where it's just, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to work on my business. I don't want to take clients. I don't want to think of anything else. I just want to be present in that moment. I want to take the kids out, maybe take them shopping, take them out to dinner or lunch, or just be at home and be present. And that's it. So some days can vary, So if you're working that 9 to 5 during the week, maybe the weekends, right, where you pick one day where it might be business heavy, where you're focusing on your business, and then there's another day that you just focus on your family. And that way it's creating those memories and those moments with the kids while you're building your goal and your dream and your career. So, yeah. I know it's a lot, right? Another thing is also being able to ask for help. Okay. I still struggle with this one sometime. Again, I've been blessed with having a partner that's there for me. So it's a little bit harder to speak on that for single parents. But even before I had my two little ones and it was just me and my daughter, before he came into the picture, I had a hard time asking for help. I really did. I didn't want to ask for help. I felt like it made me weak. It made me weak that I had to ask somebody to help me with my child, or I just felt like it was no one else's burden but my own. Especially with the fact that she was a special needs. And I also had a lot of people around me that did not feel comfortable with helping me with her, watching her because of her condition, and they didn't know what to do or what their expectation, and they didn't want anything bad happen, and that was understandable. But it became a little hard. It was hard, and I just did not like asking for help. But then when I learned how to ask for help and actually accept the help, even if it was just for the smallest amount of time, it was so wonderful. I was so thankful and so blessed. So I take those moments to heart, and I just know that I need to use that time and use it wisely when I did accept the help, right? Sometimes I even ask, I have brothers, and my brothers sometimes help me with my kids, which, I love them for that. They've been very helpful in my life too. Sometimes I'll ask them hey, I need to go do something. Can you watch the kids for an hour? That's all, They're great uncles, actually. I actually appreciate that because they're really great with kids. So the kids love it too. But asking for help, making sure you ask for help and accepting the help. Even like I said, even if it's not for a long time, just for a little bit. Even if you just need a moment to decompress, ask for that help, to take a drive, maybe to go to the grocery store, maybe to run a few errands really quickly without them, especially now. Again, they're home from school. So asking for that help and being okay with that. Now, make sure it's someone you trust, make sure it's definitely someone you trust. But yeah, some ideas to be able to plan out and have a strategy to help build your plan. Okay. So I know it's going to be hard, but implementing things in your daily routine, talking with your family, talking with your children about it, can really help, Or maybe even get them involved too. Maybe get them involved in helping you and come up with ideas. I know right now I have a 10-year-old. She could be a little dramatic, but sometimes she wants to help and sometimes she just doesn't care about anything. She's in that stage of life, and that's okay. She wants to be on her own. You don't need to help me, but then, maybe there'll be times that I might be able to be yeah, what do you think I should do? What are your ideas? I remember when I was planning on decorating this space, for instance, when I ended up getting the space for my spa, my daughter at the time had so many ideas. She thought I should make a wall full of just flowers, which I thought it was so cute, and I thought it was a beautiful idea, but I was just yeah, that's not realistic though. I can't do that. But I love that she wanted to involve herself in my business and helping me set it up. So I thought that was really cute. So maybe involving them too could help depending on what kind of business you're planning. Maybe helping you type or file if they're old enough to do things like that. If you have older kids, that can help proofread your things, kind of helps them also as they're learning certain skills for school as well. So there's just so much you can do with your kids, and you can work with them, around them, or without them, like one or the other, right? But it's possible. It's definitely possible. And creating a schedule and sacrificing a little bit of time. It's okay. You'll be okay. I give you permission to give yourself grace for that. So you'll be okay. With that, I want to motivate you a little bit with, pursuing and moving forward if this is something you like to do, right? So know that you don't have to choose right away. You don't have to choose time with family or a time to, grow my business or just make a plan. It's I don't want to say you don't have to choose, but what I'm trying to say is more like you want to be able to build around it, work around it. It's okay to give yourself time and grace, to add it into your schedule without having to like actually choose one or the other is I guess what I'm trying to say. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. My brain, I feel like, is going faster than what my mouth is going. I'm like, wait, I'm trying to catch up with my brain. My brain functions so weirdly. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to choose one or the other. You can actually have them both, is what I'm trying to say. You can have them both. You just have to make sure how to implement them and schedule around each one. So if you have young ones, for instance, just, work maybe around their nap time. They're napping, you're working, you're building, you're creating, you're implementing, you're scheduling, and things like that. So, yeah, I don't know what I was trying to say in the beginning there. You got me though. I think you got where I was going with it until I lost track of my mind or something. The other thing is allow yourself time to rest. Okay, don't feel like every moment that you have without the kids or in between or whatever, don't feel like you have to always work on your business or always work into your career. Give yourself some time. Again, like I mentioned, I'm trying really hard to learn how to implement some naps during the day. It's hard. There's days that I actually do nap, and then I feel so guilty for napping. I'm like, oh, I could have been doing so many things. But I have to also learn that I have to listen to my body. And when my body needs that rest, I want to be able to give it rest. Rest can also be where you're sitting down and maybe catching up on your favorite TV show. That can be your form of rest. That's totally fine. I be binge watching. I have a lot of people around me that know me, and I was like, how do you have time? I was like, I don't know. I just make time. And I binge watch some of my shows. I binge it while I'm cooking dinner, when it's my turn to cook dinner, which is not all the time, but rarely do I cook dinner. But when I do, I watch TV while I'm cooking dinner, or I'm watching my favorite court case on YouTube. That's another thing I like to do is listen to court cases. And then sometimes late at night, not every late night has to be a business late night. It can be a resting late night, right? Where I have this extra hour. The kids are asleep. I have this extra hour, but I'm not really tired. I don't want to go to bed. So take that time and rest, watching something before going to bed, or just go to bed. There's ways to implement rest, to implement your business while still having to deal with the day-to-day life as a parent. I guarantee this is going to be a little bit of tough love here, but I guarantee if you have time to scroll through your phone and see the drama of people on social media, then you have time to build your business. It's my little tough love for you. If you have time to sit there and scroll through your phone and see what so-and-so is doing or what their relationship is like or whatever BS is out there, like, then you have time to build your business. I would say eliminate that from your life and replace it with something for you, whether it be building, resting, or time with your family. Like, there's so much time in the day. And if we actually sat down and looked at our schedule, I guarantee there is time in between there. And like I said, you can combine the two. You can be folding laundry, doing laundry while building and planning and listening and feeding yourself all those positive things and learning new skills while doing something else. Like, it is possible. Um, so yeah, and then let's see. Also understanding that the journey is slow. Not everyone's journey is going to be exactly the same. I used to look back at people that got success so fast, or they started out and then like a few months later, boom, oh my gosh, like their business is growing and they're doing amazing things. And I can't compare myself with them because our lives and our journeys are not the same. So understanding that the journey may be slow, and that's okay. The fact that you're taking these small steps in implementing something for yourself, for your career, for your family, that's the bigger part of your journey. That's the most important thing, is you're taking a step forward rather than having a standstill or taking steps back and then wishing that you would have started. Because I'm sure you probably heard this before, but if you looked a year back from now, if you would have started a year ago, where would you have been today? If you would have started a year ago and implemented some of these steps, right? If we think about, like, darn, like by now I probably would have had, XYZ already in line, or maybe started or succeeding, or I would have quit that 9 to 5 that I don't like, and I would have been already working on my new goals, my new business, my new career, if you would have started, right? So make this the moment that you start today. You start today, adding somewhere in your time some kind of step to move you forward to that dream, because it is possible. And understand that with that, you're planting seeds, right? And seeds grow. If you plant them and nurture it, it will grow. So, when I started with this journey, it didn't happen overnight. It's still growing. I still feel like I'm in the baby stage of everything. But this is the perfect time why I wanted to start this podcast too, is so you guys can see that there's so much growth and potential. And even though my journey may be a little bit slower than others, I guarantee it's moving faster than others that haven't been able to make, that haven't been able to start or implement something in their daily lives, because we use the excuse of parenting, like, I'm too busy, I'm already working, and I have kids, I have no time. No, honey boo boo, you do. There is time. Trust me, there is time. You just have to take a little step back, look at it, and see where you can add in these times. I promise you, it's there. You just need to look a little bit closer, okay? Um, so again, just a little bit of tough love. The time is there. You just have to make sure you add it. You have to implement it. You have to start, if this is your dream, if this is what you want to do, okay? No excuses. If anyone can do it, really, anyone can do it. If I can do it, having 3 kids with special needs, I was working my 9 to 5. I have to struggle with my daughter's health, and the fact that my kids are at so many different stages in life. I have my oldest already being an adult, already graduated high school. My other one is going to be entering middle school pretty soon, and my other one who's still in elementary. So different schedules, even school start time, very different. Their phases in life, very different. And also being in a relationship at the same time, and also having another job and having students as well, being an educator and having students and having to plan my schedule for them as well. There's so many things that I have going on in a day that I can literally sit back and be like, I have no time. Like, I have to plan my lesson plan and what I'm going to do for class. And I got my kids, and I got to make this, and I got to make sure the house is clean, and I got to make sure the laundry is done, and, and so on and so on. But if we really took a step back and know how to utilize our time, we can do it. We can make it. It is possible. It's not easy. And I'm not trying to say that it is easy, but it is possible. If you really want it, you will make the time for it. You're going to probably have to switch some things out, okay? Maybe, limit time going out if you like to go out on the weekends. Maybe limit that time and replace it with implementing it to something more for you and your family, again, adding things during times where, if your ears are able to listen while you're doing laundry or cooking, you can listen to something, listen to a podcast, listen to some courses, listen to, somebody motivational that, will start helping you get to where you want to be. There's so many things that we can do and implement. But again, a little bit of tough love. It's possible. I'm here. When I say it's possible, it is. It is. We just have to really look at it from a different perspective, for sure. Um, Give yourself grace. You guys are doing amazing. Parenting sucks. And I'm going to leave that for a whole other topic in itself because I can rant on parenting. Love being a mom. Love, love, love being a mom. But parenting sucks. And wanting to build yourself and wanting to have time for you, build a career and have your job and make a life. It's hard. It is really hard. But I'm here to let you know, like, you're going to be okay and you're doing amazing. And I'm here to motivate you to continue doing amazing. But don't let go of your dreams and start. Start today. Start right now. Implement a baby step into your daily routine in order to get there, because I guarantee those little steps are going to get you so far, and you're going to look a year from today and remember this one and be like, you know what? Iris was right. Just a little implement got me a little bit closer to where I actually want to be versus staying behind and dwelling and feeling so sorry for ourselves that we just don't have time, that it's too much, and the struggle is real. It's fine, but you can get there. I think you're going to be okay. But yeah, if you guys have any stories to share of your parenting struggles, please do so. Please leave a comment. You can send it directly to me if you don't want to put it out there. You can share it with me. I would love to hear, what your struggles are, what you're going through, what you are succeeding in. If this is something that you have already done, you've started implementing something, share it with me. I'd like to hear your stories and know that we're not alone as parents trying to build a life and a career and a dream. Like, we're not alone, So I would love to share. I mean, not share. I mean, we could share your story if you like me to, but share it with me. Go ahead and comment and let me know. Also, don't forget to rate this podcast if this episode really hit you in your heart. If you felt like it was a little bit motivating for you, please make sure, to leave a comment. All love in this podcast for sure. Little bit tough love, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for. Sometimes we need someone to hold us accountable for our actions. So I'm still growing. I'm still going through it. These are things that I'm working on a daily basis. This is stuff that I'm doing every day. So I'm definitely speaking from experience from this. But this is something also I would like to break down a little bit more in small bites. I would like to implement some more talk about parenting and growing a business and being a parent with a business. And if you're succeeding in this, please share your stories, because I feel like I still need advice from people that are, went through and probably figured a couple things out. I would love to hear that too. So until next time, thank you so much for joining me in this episode. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. Much love to everyone. Have a great week. See you till next time. Bye.